Okay, I am going to jump in here and take a look at a couple traces from two different sessions. If I come down here to the test database, the ones I selected were my laps here. These are the only ones I rode yesterday with data running. And then I had some others out there. I'm going to pull up Hector's session here. This was right after I rode. He went out on the bike. Once this loads, it's going to show the lap times for the sessions. Highlighted by default is the best lap time from this particular session. No multiple were ridden. I'm going to close another one here. I want to get this down to just 2 sessions. Takes a little while to load. I'm going to click on the measures graph tab down here. I had selected 3 different laps of mine because I was looking at my variation in lap times here. If something happens here, you can see some differences. Anyway, from this particular session, these are in very different colors, so they stand out a little bit differently. The other option I want to pull up really quick is the Trackmap. This is the Trackmap for speed sports. It tends to cover up what we want to look at. But as we click around on the speed trace here, just click, it will show a crosshair of where you are on the racetrack when these speeds occur. So if I click down here, you'll see we're at the end of the straight going into the right-hand 180-degree bend. And we can see the difference in the speeds at that point on track. So if there's anywhere on track, I can also click on the track, move the crosshairs, and observe where we are on the speed trace. So taking a look at the track, we can look at particular areas and see where they occur. Come on, I'm trying to move my track map. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to take a look here and see where we are on the track. This is the straightaway going back towards the pits. This is our breaking point. So what I see in common between Hector and myself, we're braking at the same point. Same point on track. Here is something noteworthy that I see is, take a look, we're going to be decelerating, slowing down to this point on the track. And that's after we've gone around the corner, slowing down for the right hand. So that's the minimum speed we're going to reach at what point we start to trail off the brakes and start to accelerate again. The interesting point here is right about here, I'm letting off, coasting a little bit. Not quite coasting because I'm still losing speed. But at this point, Hector's still braking pretty linearly. Brakes on, brakes on, brakes on. We're reaching the same point here. But I'm doing something different here, and I'm not sure what it is. I would need to look at where I am on the track and take a look at my video and listen to the engine, hear what's going on. Maybe I can figure out what some of the difference is there. So the slope of the line, very similar. How hard I'm slowing, roughly similar. At this point, I kind of coasted out a little bit, and then I'm harder on the brakes. You can see it's converging these 2 lines. So Hector's braking less for longer. The slope of the line is different, less for longer. So he's a little more consistent on the speed getting through there. Probably a little more composed on the corner entry here. Once we get here, I see very little difference in how much the bike is accelerating, leaving the corner at that point. Obviously, it's the same bike. It has the same horsepower, same everything else. So very similar getting back here to the start-finish line, which you will see the start-finish line on the track map here. Anyway, that's just a quick, simple overview of what it looks like to look at the speed data. And you can pick any spot on the track and try to assess, why do we see some differences there. Also, this shows the variation between the particular lap color. When you click down here, remember we're moving the crosshairs on the graph. This corner on the track, I can see, am I gaining time, losing time? This is a pretty linear line here. A point of note is he's gaining back some time from here to here. It's getting closer to my overall time. So there is an advantage through here. You can see I'm reaching my minimum speed earlier on the track. He's preserving and carrying more speed through this section. That's why this starts to reverse from here. He's doing better carrying more speed, carrying more speed. At this point here, where it bottoms out and starts to head up the other direction, that would be this section here where my speed is actually higher at this point because I started my acceleration a little bit earlier. And I'm carrying more speed here at the top. Anyway, that's a quick comparison of two different sessions on the track.